Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Daily D. And today's topic is teaching. Have you ever, or could you ever recall a really good teacher, somebody who has taught you something that really has impacted your life? Now I'm thinking about, we can think about elementary or middle school, high school, college, universities, but think about a real teacher, a genuine teacher, somebody who taught you core values, somebody who taught you beliefs. Think about maybe a parent, a close friend, or a family member who shared their belief system, who shared a real thing that has really impacted your life. I think about the things we take for granted. For an example, somebody who taught me how to be a good husband, somebody who shared with me their experience and I learned from them, or somebody who showed me how to make a really good meal. That always makes me think about those things. So there's obviously so many teachers in the world, and when I think about all the greatest teachers, and you can consider them somewhat coaches if they continue to teach you, but when I think about some of the greatest teachers, it's the people who teach me things without even knowing they taught me something. The people who force me to learn something without really being said, hey, we're teaching you, right? For an example, I consider a lot of the people that I work with today, my team, teachers. And I don't consider them teachers just to others, but also to me. Whenever they ask me to do something, whenever they ask me for some resource, whenever they ask me to give them guidance, advice, or mentorship, that's kind of coaching, but it also makes me become a student. It creates me it puts me in a position to have to learn something, to have to acquire knowledge and skills, to push myself even further. Some of the greatest students really in life are the teachers. You see, I believe whenever you teach something, you learn it twice. I believe that if you want to do great things in life, you have to be a student. And sometimes that requires you to pretend to be the teacher. See, there's a lot of things in life that I don't know, and I probably will never know. But there's a lot of things that I know I have the ability to know, and that's called being resourceful. That's called being a seeker. That, seek and you shall find. And every time I've ever thought about how I can impact the world, I always think about the things that I could give the world. But sometimes I don't possess those things. Sometimes I don't have them. And so what I can do, and you can do, is we become better teachers. We acquire knowledge and skills, and then we use those knowledge and skills to help others do great things. And because we do that, what that really does is it creates a very amazing teacher in you. And I want you to be a great teacher. And I say this really humbly because what I really want from you and from me is I want people to say, gosh, this guy, this girl, this person really changed my life in many ways. I want to be a great teacher to my team, to my family. I want to be a great teacher to my future children. I want to be a great teacher. And how do I do that? I have to be a great student. And I got to teach things so much that they become repetitive, they become ingrained. How do you build a skill or a muscle? You work it every day and you learn it. And then when you learn it so much, it becomes something that you continue to do. So last night and the day before yesterday, I had the ability, or the opportunity rather, to connect with some people that I had really recently met. And these people and I, one of them in particular, has a business that I know a little bit about. Well, at least I know about the concept. I don't know anything about the actual mechanics of his business. But when he started to talk to me and share things with me, I said, hey, I have a few questions if you don't mind. And so I asked him, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? And as he was answering these questions, he goes, what do you know? And I said, well, let me tell you what I've done, right? But let me tell you what I believe first, right? And I shared with him a lot of insight about his business without knowing about it. And as I did that, he said, gosh, man, how do you know so much? And I said, well, in the last 12 years, I've got a lot of skills. And these skills allowed me to be able to foresee gaps in businesses, as well as understand businesses that are very complex like yours. And you bringing this out of me, I told him, you bringing this out of me makes me better. Because I didn't even know I knew so much until he made me think about it. I didn't know I knew so much about his business or the model of his business. And we became very close friends. We exchanged numbers. We're now, I told him anytime I can help. And what's really cool about what he said? He goes, I can't believe you've helped me so much. And I said, no, it's not help. I just want to do this thing. So little did he know that the teacher always receives the greatest rewards. The teacher always gets the best lessons. The teacher always gets the best things. But what he did tell me is I don't know how I could ever help you, but if I could, please let me know. That in itself is great. So imagine having the ability to touch people's lives. And I'm not bragging to you or anything. I'm saying, imagine you having the ability to change somebody's life, to impact them in a way because of your teachings without even having to know it, because you've gotten so much life experience, business experience, product experience, whatever experience you've gained, and then you turn and transition that into teaching, because the teacher literally always gets more. All right, guys, I want to say thank you so much. I wish you health, wealth, but most importantly, look at that view, freedom.